going on, people? It's your boy, brasstax, baby. You already know, and if you don't, then you should. New subscribers, welcome. Existing subscribers, I love you guys. Now, sorry if my voice sounds a bit off. I caught a cold on Friday. Friday evening, it slapped me in the face. Yeah, I've been like hibernating over the whole weekend. Look, I hope it's a cold. I hope it's not the other thing. I mean, I've been dodging that like Neo from the Matrix. You know, trust me to catch it when things are settling down. If you don't hear from me in 2 weeks, you know what happened. Now listen, people, I don't know whether it's the weather or whether there's something wrong with me, but I have been sleeping a lot lately. During the day and everything, I mean, I'm hibernating. Now, I mean, I've heard some weirdos claim that they identify as being a deer. Have you heard about that Twitch stuff? Damn. Well, listen, I'm gonna tell you something. If we're playing these games, I identify as being a bear. A fat, chunky, dark bear that just sleeps all day. That's all your boy's doing. Can you believe we're already halfway through the year? Can you believe it? It's crazy to me. Listen, I can't wait for this year to be over. I want to forget this year as soon as it hits 2021. I want to act like 2020 didn't exist. Because I'll be honest with you, this year is the gift that just keeps on giving. But allow me to give you a gift. This is the top 10 best looking 4K Blu-rays of 2020 so far. Now remember, when I do this list, these are my personal opinions. Okay? There's a few which were left off the list. Number 2 to number 10, you can interchange them wherever you like, because I went through 3 different drafts of this and I keep changing my mind, so I'm going to give you these. These 10 look fantastic. I'm not talking about the audio quality, I'm simply talking about the visual fidelity. And remember, this list isn't the best movies. Some of these movies may be on your trash list, on your garbage list. But in terms of visuals, every single 4K Blu-ray here is a panty dropper. Now, before I start, I know one of you is watching this video and you haven't subscribed yet. You've watched a few of my videos and you haven't subscribed. Guess what? Today is the day. I think I've already earned your subscription. Hit that subscribe button. And fellas, if you want to support the channel, you know what to do. I got a PayPal, got a Patreon. You better get to it. I need to buy a new TV. I'm just joking. So shall we begin? Number 10, Jumanji: The Next Level. Not as good as the original in my opinion, as the movie itself, and it's, you know, it's Kevin Hart and The Rock. They seem to be doing a lot of movies together. I love The Rock. Do you feel he's oversaturating himself a little bit? I do. I think there's a lot of Rock movies. Hey, listen, do you want to hear something crazy? Something that's going to make you judge me horribly. It revolves around Karen Gillan, right? Watched her in the first one, watched her in this, and I'm just like, damn, she's fine. But that's beside the point, okay? Listen to this. You're gonna judge me, right? So I've been watching her thinking, you know, I recognize this girl. I've seen her somewhere before, I don't know where, okay? And then I was looking her up on IMDb, I'm like, of course! She's Nebula in Avengers, of course. I was a blonde moment, right? Because I knew I recognized her, but without the makeup, you forget. That makeup can make you look totally different, goddamn. But anyway, back to the visuals. This is a gorgeous looking transfer. Great depth, nice, clean image. There's an ostrich chase, which looks absolutely spectacular. Atmos is on point there as well. It is a panty dropper, and the HDR and the colors just pop right off the screen. It is a good one, folks. It is a good one. Number 9, Dolittle. God damn. You know what? We all knew. I'm sure you guys did too. As soon as RDJ finished Avengers Endgame, he's like, I'm gonna do Dolittle. We could have told him that was a bad idea. Stevie Wonder could have seen that this was a bad idea. I don't know why he did it. This movie is absolute garbage, as far as I'm concerned. I didn't like it. Wasn't a fan of the movie, but guess what? This movie looks absolutely spectacular. You got the full screen, colors pop, HDR is some of the best HDR you're gonna see in terms of brightness and inky blacks. Great 3-dimensional depth, it's a crystal clean image, razor sharp in points, and depth is just A1. What do you want me to say? It is like a reference quality transfer. It is a great looking movie. Now maybe you won't appreciate it, but it's definitely one for the kids. Number 8, Terminator Dark Fate. Okay, listen, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't hate it as much as you guys hated it, but I can see why you guys hated it. It is a remixed Terminator 2, but a far, far worse one. Maybe I liked it because it was like the best of the shit bunch. You know how sometimes you're in the office and you're surrounded by a bunch of people, some of them girls, right? And you're not physically attracted to a single one of them. They do nothing for you, but over time, day in and day out, spending time with them, all of a sudden, one of them becomes the hottest one out of the ugly bunch. Maybe that's how I feel about this movie. You know what isn't ugly though? The transfer. God damn, this transfer is a 4K extravaganza. You know it is, I know it is. It looks spectacular from start to finish. The detail is on point. It's got that 4K sheen to it, which we love. Great depth, once again, fantastic colors. Suspect special effects, I'm gonna keep it real with you. And let's just be honest, as much as we love Linda Hamilton, the 4K treatment has not been kind. But in my opinion, it's the best looking 4K Terminator movie out of the whole bunch. I mean, don't get me started on Terminator 2, wax lyrical in this bitch. Dolby Vision, HDR, both flexing their muscles. It's a sepia kind of movie, but when it pops, boy, it pops, and it definitely is a panty pleaser and a teaser. Listen, you got a German T800, you got a Mexican Rev 9, and you got a binary, non-binary, binary, non-binary hybrid. This is a progressive Terminator movie. Come on, people, we need to move with the times. Although this 4K transfer is first class, let's be honest, a multicultural cast couldn't even stop this movie from being absolute garbage. Bars. Number 7, Bloodshot, a surprisingly good movie. I remember renting this when this whole CV started, and I had a really good time, and I thought the 4K digital was fantastic. Switched over to 4K Blu-ray, looked even better in motion. Now I know there's some of you people who say you can't tell the difference between digital and physical, and for the most part I will agree with you, but if you're watching it on a 75-inch screen, you are gonna notice it. And this is a Sony release, so you know it's gonna look stellar, and that's exactly what it looks. Not quite reference, but it's a very, very good looking disc from start to finish once again. Vin Diesel never looked so three-dimensional. You know who else looks three-dimensional? Liza Gonzalez, god damn. A1 in 4K. A1 in every damn thing. Round of applause for her. Round of applause. You leave your brain at the door, you're gonna have a great time with this movie. The special effects are great. There is a great pursuit that's happening through the street, through the alleyways, through the roads, and the sound is really good, but the visuals are superb, razor sharp in parts. It's a little inconsistent, but it's a very, very good looking disc. I mean, like I said, it's Sony. Do we expect anything less than top tier 4K from Sony? No, we don't. And it is absolutely stellar. And if you haven't got it already, you should definitely pick it up either on physical or digital. You're gonna have a fantastic time. The movie itself is ridiculous, but the visuals are absolutely superb. Number 6, Charlie's Angels, the 2019 edition. The version that nobody wanted, the version that nobody asked for, but the version that the director complained about when no one wanted to go see it. We didn't care about it. It's not a fact that they were all women. We don't care about that. We love women. It's the fact this movie was trash. It was trash from start to finish. I didn't like the fight scenes. The only thing I did like was there is a scene at the beginning of the movie, they're being pursued by this guy. He's like the Terminator, I ain't gonna lie to you. And I realized he's in one of my favorite TV shows, Kingdom, the MMA one. God damn, I binge watched that. Guys, if you haven't seen The Kingdom, you gotta watch it. Absolutely amazing TV show. But yeah, some scenes are really good, but overall the movie is just meh. It's nothing spectacular, but the visuals are great. And I will retract my statement on something. I thought Kristen Stewart couldn't act. I take it back. She's pretty good in Underwater. She has been good in a few things. I ain't gonna lie to you. Now don't get me wrong, all three of these women are hot as hell. You know what else is hot as hell? This transfer. Absolutely gorgeous transfer from start to finish. I wish the movie matched how good the transfer was. Absolutely spectacular. Once again, razor sharp, great depth, great definition, great 4K-age. Explosions pack a punch, they're blinding as hell, and HDR is just flexing its muscles from start to finish. There is a dance scene that happens in the club towards the end of the movie, and just the colors on there just really pop. Better than anything you'll see on 1080p as far as this transfer is concerned. It is gorgeous. But the film's forgettable at best. I mean, if you do want to pick it up and you are intrigued, wait till it's discounted a little bit and go for it. Because you get it for cheap, you're gonna love it. Sounds like hooker talk right there. Not that I would know anything about that. I mean, if that ever was the case, I'd make them pay me. I'm brass tax in this bitch. Number 5, Call of the Wild. Decent movie. It's decent. It's not something I would watch again, but a lot of people really did like it. The performances were good from start to finish, and it's a good story there. I just found it a little slow myself. I think what stopped me from enjoying it fully is the CGI dog. That dog is so obviously a visual effect, it's almost distracting from the movie itself. And that's a shame, because I felt if they did more work on the visual effects, I probably would have enjoyed it more. There's a scene where the CGI dog and Harrison Ford are on this canoe and they're going down this canyon, and it's absolutely spectacular. To be honest with you, this is a reference quality disc. Not only that, this is a demo showcase, people. This is one of the best 4K Blu-rays I've seen in some time. It really is that good. There are so many points in this movie where you can just pause it and just be in awe. Everything looks so picturesque. Everything looks like a demo. Black levels are inky black, and there's just so much more detail here than you'll see on the 1080p version. Like, it's a night and day difference, and it's super bright, gets super dark when it needs to, and the colors just pop right off the screen. You may not like the movie, but you will fall in love with the transfer. Number 4, Bad Boys for Life. God damn. I like this movie. I thought it was a good number 3 to the previous 2. I think they maintained the Michael Bay-isms, even though Michael Bay didn't direct it, and I thought overall it was a good movie. I like the story and I like what they did with the characters. It's a natural progression. They didn't just pick up from where they left off. They continued it in the same amount of time we saw them last. What was it? How many years ago was it? God knows. But they picked up from where they are today. And the colors on this movie, panty dropping. Not only panty dropping, you may be a dad that night. Stunning, I mean stunning HDR implementation here. The night scenes, you know, it's like they shot this with HDR in mind. The night scenes, you've got beautiful lights, beautiful city lights going on. It's very, very demo-esque. Even the daytime shots, very bright, very blinding, very vibrant. It's a very vibrant looking disc, and it shows off everything. You got the 4K-age and you got the HDR-age. And the detail on this is astounding. You're seeing so many close-ups. You're seeing individual hair strands on Will Smith's beard, pores, wrinkles, textures on the suits, colors on hair that you're just not going to see on the 1080p version. This is another showcase demo 4K disc. You got a QLED TV, how about you use some of that 100% QLED color? Yeah, stick it on native, your TV may melt. This is HDR on steroids, people. Number 3, Jojo Rabbit. A great movie, a very charming movie. Scarlett Johansson in 4K. I think that's enough reason to pick this up right now. What do you think? This is one of the first movies I've seen where I've thought to myself that maybe it's a little bit too detailed. I mean, you're seeing individual fibers on clothing. I mean, we're talking razor sharp. Like, you know, I say razor sharp usually, but we're talking razor sharp. You can take that razor sharpness and you can shave your nether regions with that and not worry. It's gonna get every little hair strand with one swipe. I ain't gonna lie to you. Great 3-dimensional depth, like amazing layers between foreground, background, the characters. It's just a very beautiful looking movie, which helps with the 4K. I mean, a lot of things going on in the woods, just the leaves, the different nuance and colors, everything is on point here. The reds, the primary colors really pop off the screen, and the black levels are absolutely superb. You got an OLED? It's gonna test those. I mean, I watched this movie and I naturally assumed that it was a Sony transfer. Guess what? It wasn't a Sony transfer. But it's a really good movie. The only thing that lets this movie down, I would say, is the DTS HD 5.1. I think it would have benefited from an Atmos track because there is a lot going on. But what can you do? I mean, if you've been on the fence about this, people, you need to pick this one up. It's a really good movie. It's got a good message in this movie. And yeah, I was enthralled from start to finish. I was really interested. I wasn't bored at all. And it's a charming movie with an absolutely stellar 4K transfer. Number 2, 1917. Do I really need to say anymore? This is a 4K juggernaut. I mean, people, we already know how good this movie is, so I'm not going to talk about that. But can we appreciate the cinematography on this? How well this movie was shot. There's a lot of one-shots in here also. The sound design. I mean, usually when I see movies winning the Oscars, I think to myself, this is never going to be that good. It's never going to match up. I mean, we're talking Dolby Atmos A1. 4K A1. HDR Dolby Vision, A1. HDR 10 Plus, A1. Everything is a panty dropper. This movie will drop a few panties, I ain't gonna lie to you. You got to go around with 4 of her friends, guess what? 4 panties are gonna drop. A reference transfer, start to finish. I mean, what can I say about it? It looks stunning, it looks gorgeous, it looks fantastic. Okay, black levels are on point, colors are on point, natural colors, but when it pops, boy does it pop. The scenery is beautiful, everything here showcases 4K. But hey, you already know. Well, you should anyway. If you don't have this in your collection, there's something wrong with you. There is something seriously wrong with you, because this is a stellar disc. Now, 1917 could have easily been number 1, just based on the disc alone, but we're focusing on visuals. And this is my opinion, and I'm talking purely on visuals. Now, number 1's gonna be divisive, but I'm going off my opinion, and I just think it looks gorgeous. And that is Gemini Man. Native 4K DI, 4K 60, HDR 10, Dolby Vision, full screen, Dolby Atmos, god damn. This is the closest you will ever get to having Will Smith in your living room. Now, I know a lot of people don't like that soap opera effect, but I think it's implemented so well here. I know it kind of loses the movie look, but this has got realistic look. Yeah, imagine Scarlett Johansson in 4K 60. Need I say more? Now, I know I already said razor sharp, but this takes razor sharp to a whole new level. Ultra realism. Every pore, like 3-dimensional, like I feel Will Smith's head is protruding off the screen. It seems that everything from depth to vividness to the colors to the HDR, all the 4K traits have been ramped all the way up to 100, and what I have here is an absolute panty wetter. Forget panty dropper, panty wetter, and then the panties drop. Now, the movie to me was okay. It had some really good scenes in it, especially when Will Smith is chasing Will Smith. God damn, there are some good scenes in it. But overall, it's an okay movie. Some of you really don't like it. I thought it was okay. It's a movie I can watch again. I didn't hate it. And I know some of you probably haven't picked this up because you don't like the whole 4K 60 thing. Let me tell you something. Women love the 4K 60. I ain't gonna lie to you. And it's probably cheap as hell now, so I would say absolutely pick it up. I mean, even if you're only gonna watch it once, just to experience it. If you haven't seen 4K 60 on 4K Blu-ray, you need to watch it. It is gorgeous, and for me personally, this is the disc to beat in 2020. And there we have it, guys. My top 10 for 2020 so far. We've still got another 6+ months. So let's see what happens. But so far, I want to know your thoughts. I want you guys to give me your top 10 4K Blu-rays so far of 2020. Top 10, top 5, it doesn't matter. I'm curious to see how your list compares to mine. And there we have it, people. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'ma catch you real soon. 4K Rockstar. You already know.